Namaskar, dear learners and participants for online IGNOU course. In continuation of the session on storage and handling of hazardous materials, we in this lecture discuss regarding safe material handling. We have already discussed in lecture 4 concept of material handling and lecture 5 process of material handling. In this lecture 6 we will discuss safe material handling. This will be discussed in 4 sections. In the first sections we will discuss manual and mechanical material handling. In second section we will discuss principles of material handling, and in third section we will discuss safety in material handling, and at the end in the section 6.4 we will discuss the summary of storage and handling of hazardous materials, all the lectures 4, 5 and 6. Dear learner, you will be able to answer what is the major occupational health hazard on account of manual material handling and what are its main causes, and also you will be able to answer regarding guidelines on how heavy materials should be handled when only manual labor is available. Manual and mechanical handling is one of the art. Manual and mechanical material handling both are combination of science and art. Manual material handling is the lifting, carrying or moving of materials, articles or things by manual labor with the use of physical might. Heavier or awkward materials are to be handled with application of mechanical material handling. It is movement of materials, articles or things by lift trucks, conveyors or cranes and hoist mostly through manual control. One of the more frequent high risk outcome of manual material handling is musculoskeletal disorders, or which are normally coined as MSDs. MSDs are injuries or pain in human muscular and skeletal systems, including joints, ligaments, muscles, nerves, tendons and skeletal system that support limbs, neck and back. Normally MSD is caused due to obstructions on floor, unsafe material lifting, carrying, moving and storage of material and use of faulty lifting devices. However, the commonly observed reasons for MSDs are improperly securing vehicles against accidental movement, tripping or falling, unsafe loading and unloading procedures, not using wheel choking. Wheel choking, neither there will be sudden movement of the vehicle or the trolley. Work surface hazards are always there. Pinch point hazards are also there. Nature of injury in material handling will depend upon number of factors. Most prime factor is the posture, then the individual, then the environment, other is object characteristics, duration of manual handling, weight of the manual handling, then frequency of the material handling, then layout, how person is going in a straight line or zigzag or up down. So these are some of the factors which certainly control the injury if you do the right way of material handling. We have seen the posture is the prime factor for MSDs. You see the body line is in the center of gravity of the body. If it is though, this is a natural posture. In awkward posture, we see in back flexion, back extension, twisting about waist, lateral bending. These all are awkward postures. This we should avoid. This will certainly cause MSDs. Manual material handling, which result in MSDs, have become an important workplace health and safety issue. Commonly observed reasons for MSTs are improperly securing vehicles against accidental movement, tipping or falling, unsafe loading and unloading procedures, not using wheel choking, work surface hazards, pinch point hazards. In these figures, we can see that manual handling includes any task which require a person to lift, lower, push, pull, hold or carry any object. All these figures are describing what is manual handling. Safe manual handling is important to protect you from the pain and suffering that come with MSTs. Awkward postures, poor lifting techniques and falling to route plan will all increase the risk of injury during manual handling task. We will see the right hand side figure that 37% of lost time claims are due to manual handling, remaining are for others. A major portion, 37% lost time claims and 43% lost days are due to manual handling. Total cost of lost time claims are 38%. This is a significant amount which can give salary to the workers for at least 3 years. Manual metal handling risk management can easily be done at shop floor by handling techniques, ergonomics principles, identify hazards and risk, identify injury symptoms. By design also, we can minimize the risk related to material handling manually. We can design suitably for work rest schedule, we can design job rotation, we can design workstation size, layout and mechanical aid like conveyor, carts and cranes. What management should do for minimizing the risk in manual metal handling? Management should involve, and its involvement should be visible. There should be a policy that makes safety as important as production. Assigning responsibility for minimizing risk during manual metal handling. Providing authority and resource to the persons who are responsible for minimizing the risk, and also accountability for the persons who are responsible for minimizing the risk in manual material handling. This shows that first people should be aware of the risk involved in manual metal handling and they should educate them for controlling of such a risk, and then they should pass on such a education and the learnings and the experience to the designers, so that designer will design the task and the equipments and the job and the reschedule as per requirement of the person who where manual metal handling will not causes the risk. One of the way of reducing the risk is dividing the weight. That can sometimes reduce the risk of injury. Here we see if weight is heavy, if it can be divided into two, injury will be reduced. Store heavier objects at waist level. This is one of the tips for manual metal handling. So we will see some more tips for manual metal handling. The posture and layout at a task should be designed to minimize twisting the trunk or bending to the side, reaching below mid-thigh height, reaching above shoulder height, reaching behind 50 cm horizontal distance in front of the body. This picture denotes all these 4 points for optimal working area. This is another tip for manual metal handling. In these 4 figures, in the figure first at the left hand side, we will see what is the optimum working height, elbow height, in this, when we are talking up in the rest of the three figures, and the first figure shows that elbow height is measured with upper arm's neutral position, and whenever there is heavy work, then between elbow and waist height, jaw should be kept. For the light work at approximate elbow height, jaw should be rest. For precision work at approximate 5 cm square in above elbow height, it will be comfortable for optimum working height. Optimum working height is based on the worker's body dimensions. This is another tip for manual metal handling. A timetable can help bring the load closer to the body. This will reduce MSTs. Some of the other tips we will describe in the subsequent discussion for reducing the risk of injury during manual metal handlings. Use proper body mechanism. Turn by moving the feet rather than twisting the upper body. Use storage techniques, wall brackets, sieving, gravity feed to reduce holding, carrying and lifting and other manual metal handling operations. Minimize the number of times the load is lifted below mid-thigh height. This is very dangerous. In long run, this will certainly cause for non-curable MSTs. Aid posture variety by introducing job rotation and or job enlargement means you just break the jobs in different sections, and then if you do that, it will not be a long duration job in a particular posture. Aid posture variety by using a footrest sit stand device. Provide anti-fatigue matting or shoe insert for workers who stand for long period. Adjust the height of the workstation to the worker's optimal working height. Normally nowadays, adjustable chairs and tables are available to adjust the height of the workstation to the worker's optimal and comfortable working height. Introduce proper task rotation. Introduce short and frequent work rest cycles. Introduce task specific exercise. Try using large muscle groups instead of small. Minimize the number of times the load is lifted. Reduce the pace of task and or the pace of machine or feeder. If frequency is very high, produce mechanical aids or automatic tasks. And the most important, if frequency of task is more, a tilt work surface can eliminate reaching and bending. Therefore, it is always preferable, like for a drawing work or for some other reading work, a tilt work surface can certainly eliminate reaching and bending operations. What about frequency and duration? How they are accountable for the risk involved in manual metal handling. Workers should use different muscles groups and vary their posture, like sitting, standing, walking every hour. This means that anybody should not sit in the same posture for more than an hour. If it is 30-minute posture change, it is always comfortable. But however, if 45 minutes is, then we can say it is moderate comfortable. But if every 1 hour it is there, it is mandatory to take posture change, else you will be falling in MSTs. The physical intensity of the work should also vary, especially for lifting and lowering tasks. Lowering and lifting less than once every 5 minutes is the best practice. It should not be that every minute you have to lower lift. that will certainly result in MSTs. Therefore, lowering and lifting less than once every 5 minutes is optimum and is the best practice. Increasing frequency of duration decreases the maximal permissible weight. What about object characteristics in manual material handling? How it is accountable for MSTs? Object weight, size, shape and metal can affect the risk of injury. Providing properly designed handles can increase handling ability by up to 10%. Handles should be designed to keep wrist in neutral posture, provide power grip and minimize contact stress. Here you can see neutral wrist posture. Localized contact stress are produced when parts of the body come into contact with hard, sharp objects, resulting in forces transmitted through the skin to underlying structures such as tendons and nerves. You can see the pinch grip, which is a poor grip, and the power grip, which is a good grip. Compression can be reduced with soft handle grip, like we have shown in the right hand side figure, power grip. Spread the pressure out over a larger area. Modify the object so in shape, use rigid containers, divide into smaller objects, move center of gravity and move closer to the lifter. Create handholds, shock absorbing handles on the object. Balance and stabilize the contents of the containers. Assign more people to move object person. Use appropriate lifting devices. Use comfortable, safe and well lifted gloves. Handles in figure you can see designed with finger space. This is very comfortable, and the finger space also on the four sides of the rack it has been given, so that either side you can put the finger space. Now, workers should always be trained for a specific task assigned. A task can be accomplished in many different ways. Trained individuals will use best of her body for a given task. As such, the potential for energy is reduced. Some of the tips will reduce the risk of injury. Provide training in safe manual handling principles. Ensure workers are physically fit to the task. Educate in the proper selection, fit and use of personal protective equipment. Provide clear, meaningful instructions for task and evaluate workers' understanding. How environment is affecting the manual material handling. Environmental factors can affect the risk of injury and overall workers' well-being. The optimum environmental conditions globally are temperature between 21 degrees centigrade to 25 degrees centigrade and humidity between 40 to 50 degrees centigrade. A little more temperature is required for Indian conditions. It may be between 23 to 27 degrees centigrade for optimum efficiency. Lighting greater than 200 lakhs per 19-foot candle should be provided. Ensure appropriate lighting to improve workers' ability to see the object. Keep floor and work surface free of clutter. Ensure good housekeeping in and around work area. Identify high traffic area and traffic flow directions using floor markers or paint and overhead signs. Use mirrors and other visual aids to help workers maneuver safely around corners and other obstacles. Warm up before starting task to increase muscle strength and increase blood circulation. If needed, provide personal protective equipment. Provide anti-fatigue and anti-vibration matting. Now, how team building is helping in reducing MST during manual material handling. Team handling occurs when more than one person are involved in lifting or handling heavy load. Use team lifting and carrying where other solutions are inappropriate. The combined strength of the team is less than the sum of individual strength. It is not so that 5 persons are aided, are doing some task, are lifting some object, and the strength will become 5 times. It may not be 5 times, it may be hardly 3 times or 2.5 times. Select team members of similar height and strength. Assign a leader to the team so that directions should be given by a single person. Determine a set of commands to be used such as lift, walk, stop, down. Make sure that everyone knows what to do when they hear the command. Follow the commands given by team leader. Practice team lifting and carrying together before attempting the task. Use a shoulder pad to reduce compression. Carry load on the same shoulder. Walk in step. All our steps has been shown in these figures. We will see that the load is being lifted together in a right fashion and load is being carried on the same shoulders. This is right way of manual handling in team. Use steps. Adjust the length of the steps according to your height. Obtain assistance if required by loading a heavy object on the truck. Use your body weight to lift the object. Use body weight. Do not use the weight of your arms or legs individually. Use webbing around steps to secure them from slipping off. In this figure, that systematic manner, how to load a job on the trolley has been shown. In first step, place lip of the truck under the object. Don't do reverse. Don't put the job on the truck first. Put the lip of the truck under the job, under the object. In second step, tip the truck back with assistant. Don't pull it individually, otherwise you will fall down along with the weight. Therefore, assistant is required and this step should be carried out slowly. Move of the assisting person directs the movement. The Indian government has several IS specifications for guidance on safe material handling procedures to be followed, like IS 8324 1988 applies to lifting chain and chain ceilings. Employers, supervisors, owners and constructors, among others, have an obligation to know and comply with the regulations that apply to their workplace. Here this is very clear that no one of the above, employers, supervisors, owners and contractors, should work without knowing the risk involved and the preventive actions to be taken during the manual material handling. For the specific on the regulations that cover your workplace, you will need to look up the applicable IS specifications. Now, let us discuss about the principles of material handling. First principle is the planning all handling activities. Second is integrate as many handling activities as possible and the full scope of operations such as receiving, storage, production, inspection, packaging, warehousing, supply and transportation should be well coordinated. Make optimum use of cubic space. Unit load principles, very important. It implies that matter should be handled in most efficient maximum size unit mechanical means to reduce the number of moves needed for a given amount of material. Use the gravity also. Utilize gravity to move the material wherever practicable from top to bottom in a sliding platform. You can move the material by gravity without any intervention of the person. Plan and operation, sequence and equipment arrangement to optimize material flow. Combine or eliminate unnecessary movement and or equipment. What about safety? Provide for safe handling methods and equipment. Use mechanical or automated material handling equipment, and also standardized method, type and size of material handling equipment. It is not so any equipment can be used at anywhere. You should standardize the procedure, the method and the type and the size of material handling equipment. Flexibility should be there to use the methods and the equipment. This means the use methods and equipment that can perform a variety of tasks and applications. What will the advantage? You can use the same equipment and the method for a variety of tasks and the job. You need not to have so many equipment. You will need not to learn so many methods. Consider all aspects of material movement and method to be utilized. Reduce the ratio of dead weight and payload in mobile equipment. Equipment designed to transport material should not lie idle. Otherwise, whenever equipment will be required, it will not function. Reduce the idle time, unproductive time of both material handling equipment and manpower. Plan for preventive maintenance or scheduled repair of all handling equipment. This is most ignored part in the industry. That is, this metal handling equipment is not normally maintained periodically. Instead, when they fail to operate, then it is being maintained. That means a breakdown maintenance is a normal feature in industry, and that causes the accidents. Obsolescence principles should be applied for metal handling. Replace obsolete handling methods. Equipment, when more efficient methods and the equipment are available, these things will improve the operation. Control principle is specified that use metal handling equipment to improve production control, inventory control and other material handling. Determine efficiency of handling performance in terms of cost per unit handled, which is the primary criteria of performance. Here this should be noted down that if performance is good, there will be less injury, there will be less MSTs. Now we will see some safety principles in metal handling. Avoid lifting metals from the floor while seated. Make use of available handling aid. Refrain from using sudden or jerky movement. Never lift a load over an obstacle. Perform lift in areas with adequate footing, space and lighting. Modify objects and redesign job to make moving easier. Seek assistance from co-worker. Stay in good physical shape. Begin lift close to the body. You should not lift a task away from the body, bring the task closer to your body. Use containers made of lighter material. Reduce load size when possible. Do not twist or bend while lifting objects. Ensure that repetitive, heavy and bulky lifts are not performed. Keep lift between shoulder and knuckle height. Use conveyors, slides or clutches to eliminate pushing or pulling. Now we will summarize the 3 lectures so far covered under this topic. That is in lecture 4 and 5 and 6 we learned how metal handling equipment allows for the safe and efficient transportation, movement, storage and protection of people and products during the manufacturing and distribution process, which in turn helps in increased productivity. We also learned about classification of material handling equipments. They are metal storage, engineered system, industrial trucks and bulk metal handling. This session also threw light on manual handling tips, principles of material handling and safety precautions that one must take into consideration while performing material handling activities. Thanks for learning safety skills. Contact for any query. Namaskar.